The electricians out there, please stop doing this. So this is one of those things I see electricians do quite often. I did a video about this last year. I'm doing another one because I just encountered it again. But when you're putting electrical into a house, electricians have to go by what's called the NEC. The National Electric Code says that when you do boreholes in floor joists, they gotta be no closer to the bottom or the top than 1.75 inches. Problem is, general building codes, pretty much all the general building codes, state that you can't be within 2 inches of the bottom or top of a floor joist. But look at this. This runs over here. Not only are those excessively notched, but that one right there is 1/2 inch from the bottom of that joist, and that is a huge borehole. That's a 2-inch borehole, maybe 1.5 inches. That one right there is 1 inch from the bottom. That one's 1.5 inches. That one's 1.25 inches, maybe 1 inch. Now what's happened here, all the way down this entire floor structure, this has all been compromised. That's a structural defect and deficiency right there. Now I know what you guys are all gonna say, oh, it's been like that for 20 years. I never see those cracked. Well, yeah, until you throw a party and you invite 20 friends over and they decide to, jump for joy because there was a touchdown on Super Bowl Sunday and it cracks your floor, and then that causes a bunch of structural problems and your walls cave in and then everybody dies. Okay, not really, I'm just kidding. Nobody's gonna die. But you guys are probably wondering, why is the NEC different than the IRC or ICC or any of the other general building codes? The reason why, the NEC only cares about electrical stuff. So the reason that 1.75 inch requirement is there is to keep people from drilling screws, like drywall screws, through walls into the wiring that's concealed in the floors, ceilings, or walls. So the IRC, ICC, the general building codes care about structure and other things, and that's why they're different. And a lot of times some of the newer, especially apprentices and assistants and things like that, they might not know the difference between those, and that's where this problem sometimes happens. What I'm saying is, if you're an electrician, please don't bore holes closer than 2 inches from the bottom of those joists, because I see that all the time and it drives me crazy. And just because you only have to abide by the NEC, running around causing structural defects in homes, it's pretty terrible. That's actually expensive to fix, believe it or not. They do make metal braces that are engineered. They make other remediation types. Sometimes they'll recommend sistering them. But at the end of the day, that's just unnecessary. It's ridiculous. And frankly, you don't need 3 1.5 inch boreholes in a joist to run your wiring through it anyway. It's entirely possible that I'm a little bit grumpy today. That right there is a big bunch of nope. That's a big bunch of nope, and that's a big bunch of nope. And like my friend Brent Fletcher would say, on today's episode of Don't Do That Home Inspections, don't do that.